Heyo, it's OmniDog here. Welcome to Omniboslive on the 7th of February, 2018. Here with my fabulous co-host, Luis. Luis, how's it going, dude?
It is going really well. How about you, Jess?
So far, so good. Happy to be on the right side of the roses, as they say. And before we get started, let's talk about tomorrow's episode, which is the VD episode. That's right. Valentine's Day.
Not venereal disease. Valentine's Day.
Oh, your mind went right to the gutter. I'm talking about Valentine's Day.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Shoot.
So that's tomorrow at 8 o'clock Thursday. And make sure you bring your questions and comments because the OmniBros and their gals, for the most part, are going to be on together. It's going to be a togetherness episode where the gals sit in with the guys and answer questions, your love connection questions. So it's going to be an excellent episode, right, dude?
Radio. It was a big hit last year, and it will be a big hit this year. It was fun.
It was fun last year, yeah.
And if you don't mind, I'm finishing up my sandwich. I apologize.
While you finish up your sandwich, I'll do a little thing we call a commercial for our great sponsor, In Stock Trades. In Stock Trades, also known as IST, where you can get from 20 to 50% off on a trade collection online. Go to instocktrades.com, order $50 or more in the United States, and you can get free shipping, bomb-proof packaging, excellent selection, and the best customer service ever on the planet in the history of the world. That's right, In Stock Trades, where they are kind enough to sponsor us, and we are pretty darn excited to have them as a great sponsor.
Yes, we are. Jess, are you tired of your books showing up beaten to hell from Amazon?
Yes.
Are you tired of shitty packaging?
Yes.
Jess, I'm going to take you to church, and I'm going to take you to a church called In Stock Trades, where the packaging is fantastic, and you get the best deals on hardcovers, trade paperbacks, and special edition omnibuses, absolute editions, all that good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not joined the Church of In Stock Trades, I urge you, go to instocktrades.com, order something, and take the In Stock Trades Challenge, where you can see just how damn good their stuff is compared to Amazon.
Amen. I believe in the Church of In Stock Trades.
Oh, starting off really well. No, seriously, guys, if you haven't checked out In Stock Trades, they are a sponsor of our show. We love them very much. They are fantastic, and we've been using them for years, and we highly recommend you check them out.
We certainly do. You know what? I just looked at my DCBS, their sister company, version of Tokyo Ghost. This has nothing to do with anything, but that book's already out of stock and out of print and going for a ridiculous sum on like Amazon and eBay. Do you know anything about that?
I do not, sir. How about you inform me a little bit more?
Well, that's actually pretty much it. I think that I paid $32 or some cheap price for the DCBS variant of Tokyo Ghost, and then there's a regular variant. So both of them are out of print.
Okay.
They're less than 3 months old.
Mm-hmm.
This is Rick Remender's and Sean Murphy's masterpiece, I think. I love Tokyo Ghost. And it's already out of print and already going for like $150 on Amazon and eBay. And Jesus. I know, it's crazy. I'm sure that there's another one on the way. If there's anybody out there that is desperate for a copy of Tokyo Ghost, please do not go online and pay an outrageous sum for this thing. I'm almost 99.9% positive this thing's going to get reprinted, and whoever has like 10 of them in their house trying to sell them for $125 is going to get the shaft. So please do not spend any more than cover price on this thing. If you can find it, it's probably in an LCS near you. It's worth it. It's worth cover price. It's not worth overpaying. So I would just be patient and wait for it to come back in stock on in stock trades, because I bet it does get another printing. So that's my little tidbit for today on advising our customers.
Amen, amen. Kind of just tying into all that. What's the most you would pay for an out of print book?
Me?
Really want, yeah.
Before I got Strangers in Paradise Omnibus in hardcover, I had been jonesing for that book for like 3 years. So I had it built up in me. I think it's a $150 book. And I was willing to pay $250 for it. I ended up getting it for cover through a nice guy in the group, like last summer. Wait a second, I gotta close my door. My insane dog is barking upstairs. So probably $100 over cover I would have paid for it. I was so desperate and stupid.
Wow. My advice to new collectors is wait.
Yeah.
Wait as much as you possibly can, and don't go crazy paying these absurd prices. The big question we used to always get, how many times would you get, hey, Jess, can you find me the Annihilation Omnibus?
It was always either that or Fantastic Four #1 by Hickman, followed by Uncanny X-Force. Those are probably the top 3 that people want.
Yeah.
But of course, you know that Punisher by Garth Ennis was on a Monday was getting $500 on eBay, and then on a Tuesday it got announced that there was a reprint. So you never know. You just have to have patience.
And I love the fact that the minute those reprints get announced, you go on eBay and the prices just they shoot down because everybody that buys them in bulk are like, well, now I've got all this crap and I just gotta kind of move everything I've got. So be patient, guys. That's the #1 rule that I tell people that they're always asking me, what about out of print books, or what about books that I really need or really want right away, but they're out of print? Just be patient. And, eventually through some method, you'll get reprint. Especially lately, Marvel's been going really reprint happy with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they're reprinting Annihilation in complete collection type form, which I know isn't hardcover, but it's better than, I think it's better than digital. I know there's lots of people that love digital. That's fine. Good for you. Everything's cool. I happen to like holding a book in my hands. But I have read digital stuff and I dig it, but I'd rather have an Annihilation reprint in front of my hands than trying to read it digitally. That's just me.
Oh, absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt. I used to love the Omnibus. I used to love the Annihilation Omnibus when I had. That was one of my crown jewels.
Yeah.
I ended up selling it along with a huge chunk of my collection and stuff like that. But Jess, Super Bowl Sunday was this past weekend, and for some people it was a good weekend. I know you're not a Patriots fan, so it was a pretty good weekend for you.
I'm a Patriot hater.
You're a Patriot hater. How happy were you to see Tom Brady just choke right at the very end?
Well, he got strip sacked, and I love seeing him sad and lonely on the field sitting by himself. That was truly awesome. That was awesome.
Oh, he gave us such a beautiful meme for a few days. There was just that image where he's just sitting in the middle of the field, slumped over like this.
Yeah.
Like he was just giving up hope right there. Oh my goodness.
The Patriots.
But along with Super Bowl Sunday, we also ended up getting trailers. We got a lot of trailers, so we're just gonna kind of go through a few of them real quick. First things first, what did you think of the new Avengers trailer?
I liked it. It added a little bit more. It didn't add a ton more, I didn't think. It got yeah, I don't know. I think it didn't make me more excited than I already was. That first trailer, I think I said the first trailer, the hair on my arms stood up like Peter Parker's spider sense. The hair in my arms went up, and I was just like, ooh. So I didn't get that feeling. I think that I don't want to see any more trailers on Infinity War. I want to be completely surprised. So if they come out with another one, I'm not watching it.
I'm in the same boat as you. I'm good with this. Like, this is it. This is as far as I want to see, because I know what Marvel does. Marvel has a habit of, they release great trailers and then they release clip and clip and clip and clip. They release like 30 clips before the movie even comes out, and it's just a bit too much for my taste. So I'm just like, all right, I watch 1 to 2 trailers. I'm good. I don't need to see absolutely anything else, and I'm happy with it.
There's actually 2 questions we should address. Actually, 1 question we should address.
Mm-hmm.
Shorty Larson asked, because it could be a while before we get to questions, and this is the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Is Divinity any good? And the answer is yes. It is awesome. It is really awesome. So there's that. And then Melanie Cleveland asked, Luis, when you do the ads, does IST want you to mention competitors by name?
I don't know.
Probably not. So from now on, we'll just say competitor X or competitor A. Competitor AMAZON. No, okay. That's a good point, though. We probably shouldn't throw up. But your point was well taken about crummy packaging on that other company's product. What about the Deadpool trailer? Did that just come out today?
Yes, it did.
I thought that was awesome.
I thought that was really good. That was fun. I love the fact that they're really tongue in cheek with it, and they seem to be embracing the fact that they've been bought out by Disney, because there's a little stint where you see Deadpool, he's reenacting the scenes from the trailer, and he's dressed as Woody.
Yeah, reach for the sky.
I thought that was really, really cool.
That was, yeah, and that was so great. My daughter and I saw Deadpool, so she sent me the trailer and said she wanted to see Deadpool. Is it called Deadpool 2 or Deadpool and Cable, or what is it called? Do we know?
I don't think we know. I think all that we know is that they're going with Deadpool 2 at the moment.
Okay. And that's coming out in May. So May's just like next month practically. Or is that March? Does March come before May? Okay,
Yes.
so it's 3 months from now. Okay.
I think in May, I think it's Avengers, then I think Deadpool 2 comes right after that.
Oh, okay. So Avengers comes first.
I'm pretty sure Avengers comes first, and then 2 weeks later, Deadpool 2 comes out.
Wow,
and then
it's pretty fast for that to be released on the heels of Infinity War.
And I think even before that, we're getting Ant-Man, like in April.
Oh, I love Ant-Man. I'm looking forward to that.
You know, I didn't love the first one. I thought it was a fun movie, though.
I loved it. Yeah, I'm ready. I'll watch it again before I see this one.
Yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp. I dug the new trailer. I like the look they're going for. The thing is with Ant-Man and the Wasp, it's more of a lighter in tone film. Whereas Ant-Man and the Wasp can't be after Infinity War. Everything's leading up to Infinity War.
Taylor Brown saying Ant-Man is July. And John Wilson copied him and said Ant-Man is July.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So it takes place after Infinity War? I wonder where it lands on the timeline. It's gotta be before Infinity War happens.
Gosh, that's a little granular for me. I don't know the microscopic repercussions of Ant-Man regarding Infinity War. Yeah. Taylor Brown saying it may be set before, we're not sure yet. And then Rick Nelson says, I think it takes place before. So it wouldn't surprise me if it takes place before, especially if Ant-Man dies in Infinity War.
I don't think he's going to die in Infinity War.
I know. I'm super pumped to see Wasp, though. I think I think Evangeline Lilly's awesome. And it looks like Wasp has all the cool powers in that clip.
Yeah, she does. They even make a comment of it, like, "Oh, she's got blasters and she can fly and all this other stuff."
Yeah, yeah. So I'm excited for that. I need to show that to my daughter. I think she'd dig Ant-Man also. Speaking of Ant-Man, K-Doc asks for the best Ant-Man trade. I'll tell you the worst Ant-Man trade is Kirkman's Irredeemable Ant-Man. That's the worst Ant-Man trade.
I still have not read that. They announced today that Kirkman is actually putting out a new book.
Right, I saw that. I saw Gio posted that today.
I'm sure within like 2 weeks from now they'll announce it has an AMC series or something like that. but they've been working on Thief of Thieves for like a good 2 or 3 years at this point.
Oh, to make it a TV show?
Yeah, when even before Thief of Thieves came out, they announced it to be a TV show on AMC, but it still hasn't happened.
Huh. Another movie that we saw a movie trailer of during the Super Bowl, and I only caught bits and pieces of it because there were people in the room who were talking when they should have been listening. So I only saw a little bit of it. Was Solo, the Han Solo movie? I only saw a little bit of it. Did you get to see a lot of it?
I saw a little bit of it. I have almost next to no interest for this movie.
Really? Why is that?
I'm not a huge fan of prequel films too much.
Oh, prequel films. Okay. Well, we know how those other Star Wars prequels worked out, so I guess I don't blame you.
Well, same thing with the Hobbit movies. I genuinely don't like the Hobbit films.
I never saw those. I did see the Lord of the Rings movies, but I never saw the Hobbit movies.
Good. You'll save yourself like 9 hours. Baby, what are you doing?
She wrapping up some more Wawa bags?
I have no clue. She's making a milkshake. But yeah, so you'll save yourself about 9 hours of your life if you just don't watch the prequel movies. They're not that good.
Okay. The prequel movies to Lord of the Rings. The Hobbit movies, or just any prequel movie?
The Hobbit movies. The Hobbit movies aren't that good. It's very difficult to actually come up with a prequel film that's actually really good. I'm trying to think of any, and I can't think of any that I think is like amazing.
The Hobbit was fucking fantastic.
Oh, Trouble in Paradise already. setting the tone for tomorrow night.
Oh, God.
The Hobbit is a CGI soup of awfulness. I agree.
I loved Rogue One. I thought Rogue One was one of the best Star Wars movies ever. But I don't know.
You know what?
That's not really a prequel. That's kind of a interstitial. That happened in between movies, right? That happened between, or no, I guess it was like how they got the plans to the Death Star. So I guess that is a prequel.
No, that is a prequel. It takes a few minutes right before the first Star Wars.
Right. Well, God, I loved Rogue One. I liked it better than I liked it better than Force. I liked Force Awakens, but I liked Rogue One better than Force Awakens.
I'm in the same boat. I agree. I enjoyed Force Awakens for what it is, but overall, I enjoyed Rogue One more. Force Awakens to me, and I know it's kind of become the cliche thing to say, but Force Awakens to me was just basically the first Star Wars. They just remade it.
Yeah. I don't think I have read Luis Lopez. I don't think I have read Trouble in Paradise, Superboy.
Is that Jeff Lemire's one?
You know what? I don't know that I'm familiar with it. Superboy, Trouble in Paradise. I don't think I'm familiar with it.
I think that's Jeff Lemire's run.
Oh, so it's a modern day Superboy?
Well, Jeff Lemire had a run real quick before the New 52 happened, and it was fantastic, but it was super short. It was only a few issues because they scrapped it because the New 52 kicked in.
Let me see.
I don't remember if that was it.
Was it Trouble in Paradise? Let me go to Amazon at least and see.
Temple of Doom isn't a prequel.
Let's see. Superboy. Trouble in Paradise. Not Trouble in Paradise. Oh, okay. I recognize that. Carl Kessel. I recognize that book. Yeah, no, I didn't. I don't think I read that. This is back when, right after Reign of the Superman and Death of Superman. Superman's clone. Yeah. No, I like Carl Kessel though. I might read it because of him. Superboy, that Superboy with the sunglasses and gloves on and stuff. I don't know that I'm a fan of that.
You don't dig the jacket?
No. I don't think so.
The Fonzie jacket he used to rock every once.
Fonzie jacket.
Thoughts on the Deadpool 2 and Jessica Jones trailer? You are late.
Yeah, we already did Deadpool 2 and Jessica Jones. I haven't seen that trailer.
I haven't seen it either. You know Crystal's skull is the best. You shut your whore mouth.
Yeah, right. Crystal Skull. That doesn't even exist.
That was horrible. You know they're doing another one, right? With Harrison Ford?
He agreed to do another one?
He agreed to do another one. It comes out in a few years.
He's so old and cranky about everything.
I know. I'm really curious how they're going to do it. He agreed to do one. It comes out, I think, in like 2 or 3 years is what they said. Indiana Jones and the Search for Pudding. In the cranky old folks' home. Oh, thanks.
Is that milkshake?
Yes.
Let's see. What'd she make you? What kind?
It was a cookies and cream one.
All I can see is the straw, dude. You're killing me.
I'm sorry. Let me try to get it into the shot.
That's just a picture of the mug. Come on, work with me here. Let's see.
I'm trying, man. I don't want to spill this on my computer. I can't. I don't have that much money.
Okay.
It's not bad. It's actually pretty good. It's one of those homemade milkshakes. I personally prefer to do them from scratch, but this isn't bad.
Oh, did you get it from Wawa?
No. She made this on her own.
Oh, she made it. Okay, right. We heard her making it. Okay. Sorry, I was reading questions about don't judge a book by its cover because I was judging that Superboy book by its cover.
Indiana Jones steals the Declaration of Independence from Nicolas Cage. I would watch that.
I love Nicolas Cage.
You do love Nicolas Cage. I personally am not a fan. I'm kidding. I love Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage is a national treasure. You know, there's actually a computer program that you can run any movie through it, and it will digitally replace everybody's face inside of it with Nicolas Cage, male and female. So if you ever wanted to watch the Lord of the Rings cut with all the characters with Nicolas Cage's face, you can now do that.
Biggie Cheese says that the Venom trailer drops tomorrow. Any interest in the Venom movie?
I am actually very, very excited for this.
Okay, good. I'm excited for the Carnage Omnibus and the Venomnibus.
I'm still waiting for my Maximum Carnage Omnibus. I'm super excited for it, mainly because of Tom Hardy. And I like Tom Hardy's work. I like Tom Hardy's work, so I have all the faith in the world that this is going to at least be decent. I'm curious as to what storyline they're going to pull. I think I read somewhere like Agent Venom or something like that. They're going to pull from different storylines to create it. So I think we know Woody Harrelson is in it. So my money is that Woody Harrelson is Carnage.
Woody Harrelson is Carnage. Wow.
That's my best guess.
E. Tyler Lindvall wants to set up a collection because he wants me to get some new sweaters because I'm wearing the same sweater that I wore Monday night.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I love this sweater, and I just rediscovered it, so I've had it on for like 3 straight days.
That's
I didn't wear a sweater yesterday because it was warm, but yeah, I have worn it twice this week. Okay, I'll do better for next Monday's show. I'll have a different sweater on.
That is a comfortable looking sweater.
Oh yeah, it's cush.
How cold is it over there right now, by the way?
Now?
Yeah.
Let's see. I think it was pretty cold and rainy today. It was practically snowing.
It was a terrible 60 degrees here the other day.
Oh, that's why you asked me, because you wanted to be a jerk.
I actually had to put on a sweater the other day. I hated it.
God. Yeah, never mind. You just teeing it up to bust my balls.
Negative 15 degrees here. Good Lord, dude. Why would you live there?
If you're lucky to meet Jess, he wears his In-N-Out jacket. That's right, Matt. I did have my In-N-Out jacket when I met you, huh? Kenneth Crayley, have you guys seen the documentary Chris Claremont's X-Men? Saw the trailer for it, and it looks really good. I would like to see that.
There's a documentary for that? That sounds good.
Yeah, I think it's on Amazon Prime. You can get it.
What? It's out now?
Yeah, check Amazon. Well, I have Amazon open right here. Let's see. Where would that be? How do you look up TV stuff?
That should be with the Prime subscription. I'm pretty sure if you just type in Chris Claremont's X-Men, you'll probably get like the books, and then you'll pull up the documentary eventually.
Chris Claremont's X-Men, Amazon Video. Watch trailer. Chris Claremont's X-Men. Chris Claremont came to Marvel as a young man, was assigned a book that no one else wanted, a book on the brink of cancellation, X-Men. Over the next 17 years, blah, 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 blah. 40 years later, his work has been adapted into 10 films, 3 TV series, countless video, and become a part of our cultural mythology. It's an hour and 10 minutes. It's a documentary starring Chris Claremont, Jason Aaron, Art Adams, and Lon Brown. Wait, when is it? Well, it says you can rent the movie for $2.99. So it must be ready to go.
Must be.
I'll watch that. Even though I don't know what I'm talking about whenever I talk about the X-Men.
Okay. Scrapped ice off my driveway for 2 hours. Jesus. Why would you do it? Oh, you have to do that.
Shorty Larson says it was negative 30 last week. Where is that? Is that in the United States or Toronto?
Toronto, Canada. Yeah.
Great White North.
How cold does it usually get up there, man?
Jeez. I don't know.
It's nice right now. Weather-wise. I would rock a nice t-shirt. Michael C. Hall for Carnage would be interesting. You guys still planning to come out to California or Vegas this summer? I'm not sure if I'll be able to make it, but I know you guys are talking about it, right?
Yeah, I'm planning on going out to visit Gabe in Vegas. I believe it's in November when they're having the Adam Hughes. Wait, is that who it is? No. Who's the artist I like so much?
Hubert?
No, his initials are A.H. The guy that draws women so well. It's not Adam Hughes. It's
Arthur Adams.
No.
Is that? Why am I blanking? Neil Adams?
No.
Van Gogh.
Adam Hughes. Okay, it is Adam Hughes. Van Gogh. Yeah. Yeah, Adam Hughes. Okay, he's going to be in Vegas at Torpedo Comics for a signing in November at a hotel and hang out with Gabe for the weekend. Adolf Hitler. No, a different AH. Yeah, it's definitely Adam Hughes.
Bruce Timm.
Yeah, Bruce Timm. I would like to see Bruce Timm. I would take my Bruce Timm book and have him sign it.
Doesn't he have a series of books where it's what's the right word?
Good
Risque?
girl art. Good girl art. Yeah.
Where the photos are a bit risque.
Yeah, actually, I can get it and show you some of them. They're a little risque, and it's not a series of books. It's one book that's been reprinted with about 7 different covers.
Mm-hmm.
It's had a ton of different covers. Actually, I'll go get it because I like looking at it. Just a sec.
How much is an Adam Hughes commission now? I don't know.
That's one thing I don't have from Adam Hughes is a big book of his art. That would be awesome.
He does great covers.
Yeah, here's the Bruce Timm book. So
There's a slipcase with it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Slipcase. This is something that I saved from the flood. It was on the ground. I got it just as the water was lapping at it.
Oh, that's really nice.
Whoops, I can't show you that. I can show you this. This is the kind of stuff that I can show you anyway.
I love his art style.
Yeah, it's really cool. I can show you this. This is really cool too. I would say this is probably my favorite book in my collection. This book. Yeah.
You just kind of like when you're having a chill day, you're just kind of like riffling through it and seeing some of the different sketches and stuff like that.
Yeah. And it's super rare, and it was a gift from it was boy, I'm having a hard time with names tonight. Mike I'm not paying attention. That's why I'm having trouble. Mike Noah gifted me this, and you know, when you get a super hard to find whale and it's gifted to you by a nice guy like Mike Noah, then I don't know, it's just super, it just means a lot to me, this book.
Somebody said Jess saves the booby art book before anything.
That's not a lie.
Some people are saying, like, who would they like to meet? Like a favorite artist. So there's E. Tyler Linval says Scotty Young. I met Scotty Young once. Really super nice guy.
Scotty Young's a nice guy.
Very, very chill dude. Super down to earth. Really sweet dude.
You know, I haven't met. Just recently, I've been meeting creators. I met last year at Awesome Con and then at Baltimore Con. Those are my first two chances to really meet creators. But everybody I met was super nice. Of course, Mark Waid was just awesome. So let's see. I'm dying to get Adam Hughes to sign some stuff. So that's why he doesn't do very many personal appearances. That's why I'm flying out to Vegas to see him, because it's rare for him to appear anywhere.
Somebody says, Shorty Larson says, I met Brian Azzarello. He was okay. I've heard Brian Azzarello can be kind of hot and cold when you meet him.
Huh. Jess, can you get me some single issues from Third Eye? Sure, John P. I'm going to be going there maybe next week. Tell me what you want me to get.
Lots of 90s books.
Yeah, Brubaker would be cool. I'd like to meet.
Does Brubaker even do the convention circuit anymore?
That's a good question. I like to meet Greg Rucka. I'd tell them both that I worshipped him.
I met Rucka. Really cool dude. Me and Gabe both met him last year. I don't think Brubaker does that, man. He's big Hollywood now.
Yeah, you're right.
He's writing for Westworld. He's doing a lot of stuff.
I'm going to ask them on Twitter if they have all the Fantagraphics all-time comic series. Okay, you arrange it, and I'll pick it up for you, John. Whatever you want. And the Copras I'm missing. Yeah, the Copras, that's where I first discovered Copra, was from Third Eye.
I need to read Copra.
Yeah, Copra's really out there and cool.
He Tyler Lindvall says he went to grad school with Scott Snyder. Huh.
Oh, really? Grad school? What was Scott Snyder's major?
Probably writing, I'm guessing.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Third Eye always has what I'm looking for. That is true. This is why Jess is the best. That is true, too. For floppy issues, Third Eye is a great resource. They've also got a ton of graphic novels.
What's the oh my goodness, I'm trying to think. Todd McFarlane was super cool, was super gracious, and Jeff Smith too. I've actually heard Todd McFarlane's a really cool guy. I have a tremendous amount of respect for that guy in terms of business.
Yeah, Brubaker writes for Westworld, right?
Mm-hmm. He wrote one of the episodes last season. He's on the writing team. A lot of some of your favorite comic book writers are getting into writing for TV and stuff. Brian K. Vaughan is also a TV writer. He wrote some episodes on Lost.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, Vaughn was on the writing team for Lost, I think seasons 3 and 4, if I'm not mistaken. He was on there for a while.
Tyler got a Master of the Fine Arts from with Scott Snyder. Ooh.
Master of Fine Arts. Ooh.
Okay. Interesting.
Warren Ellis wrote the Castlevania anime on Netflix.
He wrote the whole thing?
As far as I know, yeah. He was a big writer on the whole thing, but it's only like 4 episodes long.
Did you say you met Jason Aaron?
Yeah, I did. He didn't seem like he wanted to be at the con that day.
Right, yeah, because I see Taylor Brown says he'd like to meet Jason Aaron, but I remember that you said that he wanted to be somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't know. It was the last day of the con. He might have been tired or hungover. Or wasn't just feeling well. Sometimes you get creators that are like that. They're human too. They all have rough days.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I've heard he's actually a pretty cool guy to other people, but I met him and he was just seemed like he just didn't want to be there. He was just like, "Hey, how's it going?" and signed my stuff, and that was about the end of it. I was like, "All right, well, it happens. It happens. We're human." And you do so many of these shows, and then on top of that, he was probably up late, either writing or drinking or hanging out with people. And then you get to the last day of the con, and you're just like, I just want this to be over, and I want to get home. Yeah. I would imagine that would be super exhausting.
Let's see. At the Awesome Con, I met Tom King, who was great.
Met him. Very gentlemanly guy.
Super good guy. He lives around here. Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, they were great. And then met Sean Murphy. He was good. He was very good. Very nice guy. He did a sketch in my Punk Rock Jesus book, a whole drawing. And then I said, "Hey, would you mind if I took a picture with you real quick?" And he got up from behind, and his assistant took the picture of me and Sean Murphy, and the guy goes, "Let me see how this picture looks." And Sean Murphy goes, "It's fine," and just runs behind his desk again. It's fine. So I don't know that he likes to pose for pictures that much, but he was a really cool guy.
Probably doesn't.
I met Christopher Hastings. He's the guy that writes for Gwenpool. so I, of course, was effusive with him about how much I loved Gwenpool. And then, what's the guy's name that writes Chew? John Layham?
John Layman.
Yeah, this guy. I wonder if I'm getting Baltimore. Oh, no. Baltimore's where I met Mark Waid and Walt Simonson. Of course, those two guys were great. I met Terry Moore. He was really nice. A gal named Hope Larson. She writes Batgirl for Rebirth. She was great. And I feel like there was somebody else that I met. I got a lot signed. It's mostly because of Jay Lewis's influence and Fariha's influence that I started getting books signed, because normally I don't care. Normally I'm like, so what? But it was so much fun to meet up with them and get books signed that now I'm into it. Although I'm not into standing in line for an hour to get my book signed. Was Hope Larson hot? She was. Okay, how can I say this in the nicest way possible that doesn't offend any feminist out there? She was a very attractive woman, and I admire her writing skills.
All right. Let's leave it at that.
Let's leave it at that. Yeah, she was cool too. I talked to her for a while. She was very cool.
My favorite ongoing comic series is Saga, Deadly Class, Paper Girls, Miss Marvel, and Postal. Well,
Postal. Yes. Good job, Jimmy.
Those are all very good choices. I hear nothing but good things about meeting Walter Simonson. Same.
Oh, yeah. He was such a great guy. Yeah, he was a great guy. And then Faria met... stood in line for Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor, and I didn't want to stand in that line. It was towards the end of the day. But she said they could not have been cooler, that they were just amazingly cool, which doesn't surprise me.
Do you have any funny sneaking stories from recent past? What?
Jess, do you have any funny sneaking stories? Oh, sneaking stuff in?
Oh.
Yeah, that's the reason Mrs. OmniDog and I aren't going to be on the show tomorrow night for Valentine's Day. Because I tell you guys all that stuff. Let's see. I got something pretty cool today that I snuck in. Let me. But it's not a comic book. It was an album. It was a box set of vinyl that I got. I had to sneak that one in. Let's see. Postal. Jimmy Owens is into Postal. That's awesome. I love Postal. Postal 20. Yeah, you got to read Postal number 25. It was totally nuts. I hear nothing but good things about meeting that Jess Bragg, the OmniDog. That's right, buddy.
I hear he's 10 years past his prime. I'm going to miss the show. John P. is going to miss the show tomorrow.
What? He's not even typing. He must not be feeling well. He's not even typing in caps tonight.
I know. In the middle of the Descender hardcover. It's amazing. I've never read Descender. Heard good things.
Oh, it is great. It is really great. I've got the latest trade that I need to read. It's upstairs, but I'm doing a Black Panther read through to get myself prepared, because I think we're talking about Black Panther on the 19th.
Yes.
In preparation for the movie.
Yes, we are.
Best book to read on Valentine's Day. How about
best book to read on Valentine's Day? Are you
It's
single?
be embarrassing that I even own this. Spider-Man Loves Mary Jane.
That's a good one.
Yeah, read this.
Yeah. Are you single or are you in a relationship? That's a good question too.
Are they asking me that? I'm in
No,
a
no,
relationship.
no. I'm asking that person that because that Scott Pilgrim's pretty good. Scott Pilgrim's like blankets. Of course, Chris says crossed. Don't go
Gabe's
read
not even here.
I know Gabe's not here with us. What other good love comics? Habibi.
What's that now?
Habibi's really good.
I haven't read that.
It's really good. It's very, very good. I enjoyed it a lot. It's a really beautiful love story.
What are you reading for Black Panther? Want to read some too? I am reading the Christopher Priest Complete Collection. We're going to talk about Complete Collection Volume 1. Wait, is that what they're called? Yeah, Complete Collection Volume 1. And then the first collection by, what's that guy's name? I'm going to need to go get it. Just a sec. Hudlin?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, the first collection by Hudlin. We're reading those two. And then I'm going to read this book, Black Panther. I'm going to read it too, just so for my own benefit. I'm going to read it. But I'm going to read and do a video on Black Panther. You know, if you liked Black Panther, the movie, and you want to read the books, read these books. So I'm going to read all of Christopher Priest stuff. And then whatever's out by Hudlin, because I know the other stuff's out of print. And then I'm going to read this too. And then I'm sure it's all great. But the Christopher Priest stuff's actually pretty funny. It's a lot more lighthearted than I thought.
It really is. I've read that first complete collection before. It's a very, very. He does a lot. He builds on the world a lot. He writes a whole bunch of stuff, and he builds on pre-established stuff. I love what he does with the character of Ross, especially in regards to pants. That I won't ruin it here.
Yeah, that is funny.
I thought that was really hilarious. He's able to strike a really good balance. It's a fun read. It's a fun read.
Yeah, I really like it.
I started reading in preparation. I started reading Coates' run also this week.
Yeah, that's what this is, right? Yeah.
Tennessee. Yeah. I'm reading Coates' run this week also.
Yeah. What's the art like in this? Oh, spiffy. Here's what the art looks like. It's pretty good. I imagine this is a little more superhero-y. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Christopher Priest, I didn't know he was that funny, but he can really, I mean, that character of No Pants, what's his name again?
Ross. Edgar Ross. I forgot his name. He's in the new movie.
Oh, he is?
Yeah. He's played
Is that who the Hobbit's playing?
Yeah. I can't remember the guy's name right now.
Yeah, he was in Fargo too. What is that guy's name?
He was great.
Martin
Freeman.
Martin Freeman.
Yes.
There we go.
And it was Everett Ross. That's correct.
Everett Ross. Okay.
Yeah. It's been almost since I've read that Priest run. I got to pull that out and read that again. He had a good stint on it too. It was like what, 60 issues for the whole thing? It was 60 plus issues, right?
Who's the
Priest?
It's 4 complete collections, so yeah.
He had a pretty good run on
it. Yeah, I think we've established that his name is Martin Freeman.
And yeah. Is Black Panther See Wakanda and Die any good? I've never heard of that.
I haven't either.
What should I get first? The Jeff Johns Green Lantern Omnis or the JSA Omnis?
Ooh, I say Jeff Johns Green Lantern.
I'm gonna say JSA.
Oh, well, so you got a problem there. We each picked a different one.
The reason I'm gonna say JSA is because while you can jump into Jeff Johns' Green Lantern run, totally cold, and you'll be absolutely fine. It does require you to at least know a little bit of information in regards to Hal Jordan's past and Parallax and all that stuff that happened to get the full like enjoyment and the full oomph out of some of the emotional beats, especially at the very beginning when Hal is really trying to redeem himself. Whereas JSA, it starts out with the first few issues are not the Jeff Johns stuff. It's the James Robinson stuff. And that wasn't bad. But once it's Jeff Johns and I forgot who the writing partner was, David Goyer, if I'm not mistaken. Once Jeff Johns and David Goyer start writing it and taking over it, it gets really good. It gets even better once Jeff Johns is given full reign of the JSA and David Goyer steps off the project. That's where we start seeing the Jeff Johns that we really know and love. But overall, they're both fantastic books, and you can't go wrong with either one.
Okay.
Martin Freeman, jeez. Goyer is not really great. Goyer isn't really the strongest writer, in my opinion. But when he was writing that stuff with Jeff Johns, it was actually pretty good. It was actually some very, very well done stuff. And it was fun. A lot of it was really fun. There was like a Thanksgiving issue that was really fun. The thing with that JSA run is that while the Justice League are the gods of the DC universe, the JSA felt more like a family. It dealt with a lot of more personal family issues with certain characters, especially the Green Lantern in the group. And, eventually they bring on Black Adam, they bring in Shazam. They just keep making the cast huge, like bigger and bigger and bigger. And they do so much with that expanded scope. There's a single issue that, have you read that run, Jess?
What?
The JSA stuff?
I read it back in singles, but I haven't read it in collected form.
There's a single issue with Power Girl that I really loved. It's just kind of like a one-shot issue, and it was really fun. It was one of my favorite one-shots.
Oh, it's a one-shot?
I'm pretty sure it was it's in the Omnibus. It was basically like a one-and-done story involving Power Girl that I thought was really fun.
Well, I love Power Girl, so that's cool. There's a good question. Let's see, 2029. Good question by Biggie Cheese. What are the prices for Priest's Black Panther complete collections on in-stock trades? That's a good question, Biggie. Black Panther complete collection list price $35 on in-stock trades, 42% off, $20.29. Comes packed immaculately with great customer service. So 42% off, that is nothing to sneeze at.
Wish I could stick around. Thanks for making work more entertaining for me, Luis and Jess. Hey, happy to help.
Altered Carbon is getting a lot of people talking about it. Have you heard anything about it in Netflix?
I have. I haven't sat down and watched it though. I've heard mixed things, same as you. And for me to actually sit down and watch a TV series, it requires a lot because I'm so busy, especially these days.
I still haven't seen Stranger Things too.
You really haven't. You owe it to yourself to watch it.
I know. I got to do that. And since I'm still laid up with my foot, I have tons of time to do it.
Mm.
So I really should. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I mean, what I really should do is start my taxes, but I'd rather watch Stranger Things.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I got to go through that too. I'm still waiting for a W-2 to arrive from my previous job, so I'm waiting for that. I'm not looking forward to doing taxes this year, but it's a necessary evil. Now, somebody mentioned Coates' run on Black Panther. Is it any good? Basically, is what they were asking. My 2 cents.
Yeah, good. I haven't read it yet, so go for it.
My 2 cents. I started reading it over the past week. I've gotten 6 issues into it, and Coates is a brilliant prose novelist. He's fantastic. If you ever get a chance to actually read his book, it's fantastic. And for some reason, I'm blanking on the name of the thing right now.
Between the World and Me?
Yes. It's a brilliant memoir.
It's on the back of the book, so it's not like I'm super smart. It was on the back of the book.
That said, based on the 6 issues I read, I was kind of bored to tears a little bit.
Really?
I was a bit bored. Especially because we're all doing a reread, and I've been kind of making my way through a little bit of Priest Run, and it's so good. Priest Run is so good. It's quick. The pacing is great.
Yeah.
Coates' run for me is it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. I've read far worse. It's just it didn't grab me. It didn't hook me. It kind of like I started reading it and it kind of felt like, have you ever read a story or a comic book and you're like, I feel like I'm jumping into the middle of this story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's where it kind of felt like when I first started. I'm like, okay, so this character is doing this character is in love with this character. I'm like, where did all these things come from? And it's not really a good jumping on point for me personally. I just kind of felt a little bit lost, and he's diving into a lot of the politics of Wakanda, but it's almost to the point where it's beating me over the head with the politics. I'm like, okay, I get it. It's just a bit too much, and it's taking too long to get to the point of the story, and it's not that. It didn't entertain me. That's all. My 2 cents.
Shorty Larson, we're talking about Coates' run on Black Panther. That's what we're talking about. Well, I will read it sometime this weekend and figure it out.
Yeah, it's pretty slow. So I'm just giving you a heads up. I have heard, though, that it does get better as it goes, but based on the first 6 issues, I dropped it completely and I started reading all new Wolverine. And that was really fun.
That's a fun book. I love that book.
Really fun. I'm digging it so far. I like the initial premise of it. It's really fun. It's a fast-paced story, and I actually recommend you check it out if you haven't. Yes, I know there's the haters out there. They're like, oh, X-23 and Laura taking over the Wolverine mantle, blah blah blah, whatever. It's actually a really fun story, and I really recommend you guys check that out. I've been reading that. I started my reread of Hickman's FF. And you know how I've always been with Hickman. I'm not the biggest Hickman fan. But for some reason, his Fantastic Four, I really, really dig. Especially my reread through it where you know everything that's going to happen. I really, really enjoy his Hickman. Wow. His Fantastic Four stuff. It's really solid stuff, and it's fun.
Cool. Well, maybe I'll get to my Hickman read-through later this year. I still haven't caught all the way up on my Hellboy read-through, because I have too many things to read. I keep getting distracted. So I'm on a buyer's strike right now. I'm not buying anything because I've just been buying too much as it is.
Whereas I'm just starting to come back into it a little bit.
And so you're starting to buy up. Maybe you'll pick up my slack.
Yeah, I'm picking up a few things here and there, kind of playing catch up with certain things. I need to catch up to Tom King's Batman. I'm really behind on that.
Yeah, that's great. I really liked All New Wolverine, and it was an organic feeling takeover by her. I mean, it just felt natural for her to take over the role. She was already primed. She was theirs. They didn't have to create her. She was already in the universe. She's already Wolverine's, clone. So she was already there, ready to go. And it was just time to retire Wolverine, the character, and give him a break for a few years. And I think she slipped in seamlessly. The writing was really good on that. I thought the art was good. I think the characters they introduced were good. I loved the concepts that they introduced in the first 3 trades is one big arc with a few separate little arcs in there, and then the 4th trade is its own arc that has to do with a visitor from space, and I really liked it a lot. I don't have a problem at all with a character like that taking over for an established character. Since she was already a well-established character on her own, it just seemed really natural to me.
I agree with everything you just said. It doesn't feel forced.
No.
And the thing is, you jump right into the story, and you've got your initial setup, and you finish the first issue, and it's got a great hook to it. Like, oh, okay, this is pretty interesting. I'm kind of curious, and I want to see where this goes. I always say I like to give a book about 3 to 4 issues, to really get going and really, really sink its teeth into me before I give up on it. And within that very first issue, that Wolverine book, it really latched onto me. I was like, okay, this is cool. This is really interesting. I'm digging this a lot.
Totally. Have any of you watched Defenders or Punisher by any chance? If not, because of Iron Fist, don't worry, you can skip that and be perfectly fine. I haven't seen Iron Fist, Punisher, or Defenders, or Luke Cage. I'm way behind on all those shows. I'm just way behind on everything. I swear I try and consume pop culture media every single day, and I feel like I'm never going to catch up.
Defenders, I still haven't finished. Iron Fist, I never finished that. I got about 3 episodes in and I just dropped that. Punisher, I finished. I love Punisher. And that was about it. I need to go back and finish Defenders. I just wasn't interested in it.
My spare time that I'm not playing, not reading comics, I'm playing Hellblade. Senua's Sacrifice.
I need to finish that soon.
Yeah, that's a great game. I'm really digging it. Or else my daughter comes over and we play Uncharted. We're enjoying that.
Jabby's Creed says, to me, all new Wolverine is like a Nightwing book. She's related to Wolverine, but does a great job in her own series as her own character. I think that's a really good summary. That's a really good expression, summary of it. Oh, what's going on with my computer? No, don't do that. Okay. So Black Panther comes out next week. Jess, are you excited to see it?
It's next week, so
9 days from now? So yeah, next
9
week.
days from now? I will see it the following week, during the week at like 2 p.m. in the afternoon before school gets out with my movie buddy. We're both excited to see it. Yeah, so I am. It looks, to me, it looks great.
That it does. It does. It was trending at like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes last time I looked at it. So it seems like it's another hit from Marvel. I'm excited to see it, and I'm really hoping it's a fun movie.
Yeah, me too. That's all I ever hope for, is that it's a fun movie.
They're saying it's the best one, but don't they say that about every single one of these movies? It's like it's the best Marvel movie.
Best Marvel movie? Well, who's saying that?
Like critics overall are saying it's the best Marvel movie, but they say that about every single one that comes out.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, here's one for you, Jess.
The Harley Quinn one?
Uh-huh.
Let me reach right over here. Speaking of Harley Quinn.
I haven't read Harley Quinn. What run do you recommend? You guys might want to pull up a chair because it's going to be a minute.
I recommend, you don't have to get this Omni, but you need to get the Amanda Conner and Jimmy Palmiotti run from New 52. This is the run that made me fall in love with her. It is super, super fun. lighthearted, even though people are constantly, getting killed and stuff. It's lighthearted and fun, great art, great writing, funny situations. She's been compared to Deadpool because of her sort of slapstick, fourth wall breaking type of deal. It's got a huge cast of characters that are just really fun, and she gets in all types of whacked out situations. She's a psychiatrist during the day and a roller derby queen by night, and she got some money and invested it and bought at a Coney Island. She bought a big apartment building that came with all its own cast of characters in it, and it's just a blast. It's the one that made me fall in love with her and made her my favorite character. So get it on Comixology, or the trades, I'm sure, are super cheap right now. Just start with the New 52 run at trade paperback #1 and start from there, buddy.
Isn't the first issue that came out? It's kind of like it breaks the fourth wall, and it's each page has a different artist. Like one page has Amanda Conner, another page has Darwin Cook, another page has Jim Lee, right?
Yeah, the Secret Origins book.
That was fun. I read that. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
You know what? I have the first hardcover of that, and I still have not read it.
Oh, wait, is it? No. It's called Picky Sicky. It's this cover. It's this cover right here.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that has a different artist on each page. Yeah, it's really fun.
Don't they address also the relationship with the Joker in that book as well? They heavily address it, right?
Yeah. You mean in the New 52 run?
Yes.
Yeah, they do. Sorry, I'm reading it right now. I just got done reading it last year, and I could reread it again and be happy. So I need them to release the second volume of this.
Jess, they asked, do you like Harley in the New 52 more than the Kessel Dodson run?
Quite honestly, yes, I do.
Wow.
I just think that I know that's a classic run and it's a great run, but I just love how lighthearted and fun she is in this New 52 run. The Kessel run is great. I fully salute it, but it's this Amanda Conner and Jimmy Palmiotti one that made me fall in love with her, as I said, and I just loved how wacky it was and just what a charming goofball she is. So that's the one I like.
How do you feel about the Harley Rebirth book, Jess?
I like it. It's more of the same. It's the same writer and artist, or writers.
So they pretty much said, let's not change what works.
Yeah, but then they're taking a break now. They've quit the book. I think around issue 30, I think they quit the book. And they had a new person who I can't remember, Frank Thierry or somebody, is now writing it. So he may take it in a different direction. I haven't read any of it yet since I'm a trade waiter, but they kept it going, pretty much the same thing. They didn't change anything for Rebirth, but there may be a different direction now that a new writer's taken over. My favorite Harley book is Gwenpool. Yeah, I love Gwenpool for the same reason I love Harley. Oh, thank you for that.
Absolutely. Anytime, man.
Thank you for that. Awesome. Boy, you're quick with the keyboard.
Yeah. I forgot Gabe gave me that power.
Yeah, I mean, I was just moving to my keyboard to do something about it, and you, boom, already done it.
Let's see. Kessel Run, we talking Star Wars? What is it? Han Solo made the Kessel Run, and what was it? forget.
Like 12.9 parsecs or something.
Something like that. How much you want to bet in the new movie we're going to get to see that?
Oh, the Kessel Run? That'd be cool.
I bet you we're going to see the Kessel Run in the new movie.
That has to be a centerpiece of the whole movie.
Oh, it's probably. I'm willing to bet that's probably going to be the climax of the film.
Oh, interesting.
I'm willing to bet that's probably going to be like he'll have to do it or some, because like it's like a smuggling movie or something. I don't know. I really don't have too much interest in the Han Solo movie.
You don't want to see young Chewie and young Lando and stuff?
No. I mean, I dig the fact that they got Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, to be young Lando. So I'm excited to at least see that. But for the most part, I'm like, I could do without it.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure my daughter's going to want to see it with me.
Is it 21 parsecs or 12 parsecs? No, it's bothering me. I'm seeing two different numbers.
Yeah, from the same person.
Yeah.
I thought it was 12 parsecs. So that's just, I don't know what a parsec is, but if I recall correctly, that's what it was. So what else is going on? Any other news we need to know about?
Off the top of my head, I don't recall too much else. I know that Tom King dropped his Swamp Thing book today, and a lot of people were talking about that.
Yeah, I made sure it was pulled for me at Third Eye Comics. I have a feeling that may sell out and go to second and third printings. That seems to have generated an awful lot of interest. I think maybe a lot of LCSs will have under-ordered that, and I think that thing's going to sell out.
The Swamp Thing one-shot?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm trying to look online, see if we're missing anything. Infinity Countdown. There's another Infinity event going on? God, I'm so out of the loop.
Infinity event? What do you mean?
Infinity Countdown? I don't know.
Infinity Countdown.
Yeah, is Terry Crews in the new Deadpool trailer?
We just watched it. I didn't see that.
He's in there apparently for like a split second standing next to Deadpool.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Well, for Star Wars fans, you're going to get a lot more. Apparently, multiple Star Wars TV shows are in development for the Disney streaming service.
Oh, if they're written well, I will watch them. That's all I care about. Just good writing.
We are getting to the point where there's so many streaming services out there, I might as well just get damn cable.
Yeah, really.
It's getting ridiculous. I will not buy a Disney streaming service. Like I'm at my limit right now in between Crunchyroll for my anime, in between Hulu, Amazon Prime, Netflix, HBO. I'm at my limit for that stuff.
I feel like I'm at my limit, and I'm not doing the CBS channel to watch Star Trek, which is amazing because I'm a huge Star Trek nerd. But it really kind of bums me out that I have to subscribe to yet another channel. So I'm sort of holding out. I don't know what I'm going to do. Eventually, I'm probably going to have to cave.
I'm really surprised at you. I'm really surprised you have not checked out that Star Trek TV show, because I know you're a huge Trekkie. You're a bigger Trekkie than a Star Wars guy. Yeah,
that is true. I know I'm going to cave. I feel like I just don't want to add yet another TV thing because I'm so far behind. Maybe once I watch Stranger Things, I'll do it. I also got to catch up on The Gifted. I'm way behind on The Gifted.
I really need to sit down and watch that. Have you, okay, so how did you feel, because I know you're a Star Trek fan. How did you feel with them showing the Kobayashi Maru? Because they had never shown it until the first movie.
Oh, the actual
That's the actual test.
Yeah, no, that didn't bother me. You mean I thought it was cool?
Because I've heard some hardcore Star Trek fans are like, oh, it was kind of better when they left it to the imagination.
Oh, whatever. God, this is why the internet's a bad idea. I mean, not everybody's opinion really needs to be heard on everything. I mean, it was that first movie was so fun. The reboot. I mean, I thought it was really well done. I was just excited as heck for it, and it delivered. I was really happy with that movie. So yeah, it's okay. Everybody just calm down now. It's fine. Jess, why don't you like Nightfall? I don't want to bust on people that do like it. I'm not gonna say like, oh, it sucks and you suck and everything sucks because of Nightfall. Because I know why people like it. They like it because it's the book they grew up with in the 90s. It's nostalgia for them, the same way the Silver Age is nostalgia for me. And I didn't care for Nightfall just because it wasn't a story that grabbed me. I thought there were way too many inconsistencies and plot holes and things that were just it just stretched the boundaries of my suspension of disbelief. I mean, there was just way too many inconsistencies in there for me, and I didn't dig it. I don't judge anybody that likes it. I think it's awesome because of the nostalgia factor. And I look at the Silver Age, that's what I mean. I love reading Silver Age, Legion of Superheroes, and Supergirl, and Batman and Superman. And I look at them and I realize those are stories written for 8-year-old kids. They are ridiculous. I totally get why people can't get through the Silver Age. They try, modern comics fans, they try and read the Silver Age and they go, what the hell is this? I don't even understand what all these things are. So I get it. That's why I don't bust on anybody for liking Nightfall. It just didn't grab me. The same way Silver Age doesn't grab modern readers. So that's the reason. That's it.
What do you guys think about the Watchmen on HBO? I'm excited. Well, we've talked about that quite a few times, actually.
If it's done well, I'm way excited.
I imagine they'll incorporate before Watchmen stuff. Technically, it's canon.
That sounds great. What's Tokyo Drift?
It's a terrible movie. You don't need to see it. It's horrible. It's the worst Fast and Furious movie.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's absolute garbage.
I've never seen a single Fast and Furious movie. Gal Gadot was in Fast and Furious?
Yeah, she's a big part of some of the movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Jess, man, I feel like Pinhead. I have such things to show you. You need to watch the Fast and Furious movies, man. It's so good. They are so bad. They are grade A junk food films. I love them so much.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be such a snob and watch them.
They're really fun, man. How does the fucking timeline go? I'm trying to think of how the Fast and Furious timeline goes. Okay, so you watch the first one, the second one, you skip the third, and I think you watch 4 and 5, and then you watch the third one, and then you go from there. If I remember, if that's how the timeline works. They get increasingly and increasingly more crazier.
Well, I mean, I do dig action. I do love action. I do love car chases. I do love stuff like that. So I love crazy action. So maybe I should just. I'm not promising anybody anything, though. I mean, I still need to see it, and that's my top priority to watch between now and Sunday. I have to see it.
Have you seen Point Break?
No.
Ah, damn. Okay,
but the one where they're wearing the president's masks and they're bank robbers?
Yes, and they're surfers.
Surfers, yeah.
Yeah, well, basically, Fast and Furious 1 is just a remake of Point Break. That's pretty much all it is. But it's good. They're good movies, and I grew up with them, and being Hispanic, they're like my Avengers for some reason. They're like the Spanish Avengers. But they're fun movies, and if you get an afternoon and you really want to kill a few brain cells, sit down and watch them.
Here's a question for me, but I know how Lewis would answer it.
I'm not going to address this one. I've already addressed this so many times. I actually want to hear your side of this more than me.
I just do you like Jimmy Corrigan, the smartest kid on earth? I'm not a big fan of Jimmy Corrigan. I do love Chris Ware's building stories, which I'm looking at right here, up there. Right there is building stories. I thought that was well done and interesting. So I don't know about Jimmy Corrigan. He's okay. But I think Chris Ware, I like his art. I like his writing. I like the whole construction of that building stories package. I think it's really cool. But I can understand why Luis is not saying a word on this. I don't even think I don't think he's going to even acknowledge his existence right now till we move on to a different subject. He's probably not going to say anything.
I mean, what else is there to say? You guys know I hate Chris Ware's work, so I'm just
right.
I've talked so many fucking times about the guy's work.
Yeah, we don't need to cover it again.
Yeah.
Wait, why am I echoing? Is that you again?
It probably is. Has anyone read Don McGregor's Black Panther? We're actually going through that right now for the readathon, right? Is that the one? That's the other one?
No, the other one is Reggie Hudlin.
Reggie Hoodlin, my mistake. Apologies.
I think Don McGregor is early, right?
Yes. I think McGregor was 70s? 80s? I think McGregor was the one that introduced the concept of the female bodyguards for Black Panther, if I'm not mistaken.
Am I echoing? Okay, well, whose fault is that? It must be yours.
It probably is mine. Hold on, I'll drop out and drop back in.
Okay, we'll talk about you behind your back.
Okay, no problem.
Did you pick up the new Swamp Thing vinyl? There's a Swamp Thing album? Yeah, I agree that we shouldn't hear an echo if we were wearing headphones. That is weird that we're wearing headphones and we got echo. God, I thought he would never leave. That is funny. From E. Tyler Lindvall. Hey, E, do you want to be called E or Tyler or Eric or what? How should we address you? Josh M, it says, did you pick up the new Swamp Thing vinyl? Did you mean Swamp Thing single issue, or is there a Swamp Thing album out? Just why don't you like Nightfall? Okay, stop. Okay, am I echoing here?
I don't think so.
E. Tyler. Okay, we'll call you E. Tyler.
Robert Kirkman had someone hack Lewis's computer. Oh, man. Hey, Jess, how about Catwoman, Selena's Big Score by Darwin Cook?
How about it? I got it right here.
Good stuff.
I have it. Yeah, it's great.
It's really good stuff. It's
Super good.
some of Darwin's more early work. And, you know, that design where the design she wears in that, I think Darwin was the first one that actually came up with that design. And it's been used a lot since then.
Yeah. Ooh, it's the soundtrack to one of the movies, Green Vinyl. Josh, where did you find out about it? I subscribe to a bunch of different vinyl sites, and none of them advertised that recently. Can you tell me where you got it? That sounds, I mean, right up my alley. My mom calls me Eric, but I don't really like it. Oh, you're Eric to us from now on, dude.
Would have wanted Darwin Cook to do a Marvel New Frontier. I think Darwin had a falling out with Marvel early on in his career. I remember hearing something about that. That's why he didn't want to.
Oh, okay.
I remember he did some covers though. He did, I think, like a few Spider-Man covers, and that was it.
Who's
He also. Oh no, he did. Didn't he do a? He worked on Ecstatics. He had some work on Ecstatics too.
Oh yeah. Jess, I listened to 2814. Really great recommendation. Awesome. I just listened to it today again. I'm glad you liked it. It's like ambient music, background music. It's really good to read comic books too.
Yeah, you told us about that last week.
Yeah. So yeah, I look up stuff on Discogs. I thought the Swamp Thing was a new thing, but if it's old, I'll check it out on Discogs. But I'm not going to pay $70 for it or something.
Biggie.
No, we're still talking about the Swamp Thing record.
Oh, my bad.
No, that's fine. Where to get it, but it sounds like it's out of print and old. So, Terror Vision. Okay, that's cool. I'll look on Discogs, and if it's not too much, I'll get it.
Biggie Cheese asks, what did Joe Quesada do? Joe Quesada did a lot more than you would think. Yes, he gets hated on, but Joe Quesada was the the main reason why Marvel got through the early 2000s. People don't realize that, and they don't remember that. Quesada pushed for a lot of different things. All right, so here's a history lesson, kids. So back after the comics crash in the 90s, Marvel was kind of in a slump for a few years. They sold off all their assets to avoid bankruptcy, yada, yada, yada. Here comes Joe Quesada, and he says, look, we need to spice things up a little bit. So let's create a line of stories that are more or less free of continuity. They could be a bit more risque. They could be a little bit, stronger. And we're just going to cut titles. We're going to bring it down to a more manageable set because we had way too many books at the time. And we'll create this line called Marvel Knights. And these are the characters that I want to have in the Marvel Knights. And in that group was Daredevil and the Punisher and a few other books. And him putting out the Marvel Knights line really reignited a lot of Marvel sales and a lot of interest in Marvel comics. And then you had the Marvel Max run and stuff like that. Joe Quesada gets, he gets a lot of hate, but it's because of Joe Quesada that Marvel pulled through those early 2000s. So,
so now you know.
They should. Itar Lindvall says they should implement his ideas from back then. Now, I really think that they should. I think they could do well with scaling back some things. You don't necessarily need so many books out every single month. I get. You've got people. You got to feed the bottom line, and you've got people that you have to be beholden to. But if they were to rein things in a little bit, I think it would be for Marvel's benefit right now. Just my 2 cents.
I think that's awesome. Oh no, I'm echoing again.
Are you serious?
Are your headphones working right?
They should be.
I don't see how we're echoing if we have headphones on.
I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely a quality over quantity thing. Take a look. A great example of that is the Hellboy universe. There's only a few titles that Mike and Co put out every single month, And they keep it really tight. You're only getting maybe like a Abe Sapien for 6 issues, and then they'll switch it out for something else. And you'll get a Hellboy and the BPRD series for like 6 issues, and then they'll switch it out. The only really consistent book that has been going is the BPRD in Hell series and the BPRD series as a whole. And I'm pretty sure that since In Hell has ended, they've kind of taken a break from that series, if I'm not mistaken. I know they've got a 3rd run of BPRD that's coming out, and that's going to be the end of it. And if I'm not mistaken, that's going to be the end of the Hellboy universe.
Well, since I'm echoing, I'll keep my comments short.
I'll drop out again.
Okay, drop out. And I'll say how great Tyler Blunt's new channel is, Nerd News Network on YouTube. If you can, subscribe to it. It's great. It's only like 10 minutes every morning. They have summed up in 10 minutes all the news that a nerd needs as far as interesting pop culture stuff. Tyler's hilarious, and his partner Joseph is pretty damn good too. So tune in to Nerd News Network. Yeah, Tyler's an awesome editor. He spent a ton of dough on all kinds of cameras and lighting and everything, and he is an awesome editor. So it's a high quality show. So yeah, that's a good point. The people talking about it in the chat, it really is good. Wouldn't it work if Luis turned the volume down on the PC? Well, if it happens again, we'll try that.
Mm-hmm.
So what else is going on?
Tyler has a pretty good. Tyler has actually, I shouldn't say pretty good. Tyler has a really good show going on. If you guys get a chance to check out his channel, it's very, very fun stuff.
He's such a good editor. Besides, he's hilarious. He's very funny. He's very sharp, and he's a great editor. He's really good at that stuff. Whoa, I didn't even get a chance to see that one. You work fast. Sam von Kluxenberg III. Is there a hardcover of the complete Persepolis?
I don't even know what Persepolis is.
Oh, Persepolis is great. I have it. Where is it? Persepolis may be upstairs. I have Persepolis 1 and 2, and they're both in hardcover. I didn't buy them as a set. I bought them individually.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that there's a hardcover that has them both together. I have volume 1 and 2 in hardcover. Persepolis is a young woman telling about her life. She also draws it. It was made into a movie that won a bunch of awards at the Cannes Film Festival. Her life growing up in the Ayatollah's Iran and what it was like growing up in Iran. It was really good.
That sounds really interesting.
Can you show that hobgoblin right behind you? Hobgoblin? You mean, isn't this Green Goblin right here? Or is this Hobgoblin? This is Hobgoblin. He's missing a pumpkin. Hobby. This is a pretty recent one. So I got this recently. So if you had it as a kid, whoops, his man purse has fallen off. What's going on here? Yeah, this is Hobgoblin, right? I don't know what's going on with his man purse, though.
Every man needs a man purse.
But I've got him clipped into his glider.
I completely forgot that. Yeah, that he has a man purse.
Yeah,
It's where he keeps the goblin bombs.
right.
Should just wear a fanny pack. That seems way more convenient than that.
I like his tattered cape too.
Yeah, it's a nice little touch.
Yeah.
Okay? So there's the hobgoblin, the green goblin. What's the demi-goblin? I never understood that.
We'll have to ask the chat that. I'm not familiar with Demi-Goblin.
I think it's demi-goblin. Like, he's like a demon or something, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, do I have him? I have him on his jet glider backwards. That's possible. Maybe that's why he keeps falling out of it. That shows you how much knowledge I got on the hobgoblin. Okay. Oh yeah, that makes more sense because his little goblin head's in front. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
He's flying it backwards. He gets the job done.
He's flying backwards.
You know, we can blame the guy. Don't worry about him. The important thing is he gets the job done. All right.
That's right. I get my toys mixed up sometimes. He was flying backwards. Exactly. That's cool. So, Knobgoblin. That's funny. I don't know anything about Demogoblin. I'll have to look that up. Actually, I could probably play with this spider guy. He's looking kind of dorky. I could fix him. I mean, that's not a very good pose right there. Dar.
I like this question.
From Sam.
Yeah.
Let's see. Marcia Brady or Lori Partridge?
Who's Lori Partridge?
From the Partridge Family? You don't even know who Humphrey
Oh,
Bogart
okay.
is. How are you going to know the Partridge Family? Do you know the
Okay.
Partridge Family?
I've heard of it.
I would say Marcia Brady.
Marcia Brady. Huh. Didn't the mom from the Brady Bunch just die? Like a few.
Within the past couple of years.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Florence Henderson.
She was a looker back in her day.
Yeah.
She was very pretty.
Marcia.
Oh yeah, we talked already about the Deadpool 2 trailer, and I agree. I think X-Force is going to be in the movie, considering that they show them wearing the X-Force uniform for like a split second in the trailer. I think it's going to be cool.
So is your gal going to be on tomorrow night for sure?
Probably not.
Oh, are you going to be on?
Oh yeah, I'm going to be on, but probably not, simply because she just found out today, and I don't want to put too much of her personal business out there, but her grandfather is on his way out, so she's heading to Miami tomorrow to go see him.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, so she's going to go head over there tomorrow, so she probably, more than likely, will not be able to make it unless she returns tomorrow night, but that's super slim chances of that happening.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Luis.
It's okay. So I think it might be an all-guy show. I'm not entirely sure.
An all-guy show.
Yeah, so we'll promise to get you laid. Results may vary. Yeah, so for those of you that are out there, the Valentine's Day show is tomorrow. We do it. This will be the second year we do it, where we answer your love questions and love it. We give it love advice and stuff like that. My girl was gonna be on it, but you know, circumstances being what they are, didn't work out that way. So, but it should still be a fun show.
Jess, how did you feel walking out of the Tim Burton Batman movie in 1989? I was incredibly excited. I left feeling extremely excited. I thought I still think it was a great movie. I loved that movie. Tim Burton's Batman was awesome. The second one didn't do it quite for me as much as the first one did, but boy, I loved it.
Have you ever read Tim Burton's like original ideas for it?
No.
He had some really out there ideas for Bruce Wayne. Like he had Bruce Wayne would sleep upside down at night and stuff like that. Like it's just he had some really weird stuff going on there with the original script that he wanted to work with.
Well, they did have him hanging upside down when he couldn't sleep.
Man, it's been so. Did they have that?
Yeah, he had those boots that you could clip on, and it's you're upside down and you swing back and forth a little bit. That's how he was hanging upside down like a bat.
Yeah, and the
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Originally, he wanted it so it was like he had like a mental issue or something like that. So he would sleep upside down like a bat and things like that during the day, and it was a little bit out there.
I think Tim Burton's way out there.
Yeah, I think he is. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think he has Asperger's or he's autistic.
Oh, really?
I believe he's either Aspie or he has autism. I'm not entirely sure. But I've heard that he has something going on there. He had Vicky Vale in bed when he hanged upside down.
Yeah, Vicky was in bed with him and he couldn't sleep.
Oh yeah. God, it's been so long. I think I might do that tonight because I'm not feeling too tired and I'll probably be up late tonight, knowing me. I think I might sit down and watch that.
Good idea. I'm gonna read some more Black Panther because I'm totally into it.
If you want something that'll knock you out, like NyQuil, then try some Coats Run. I don't put you.
Wow.
It's not bad. It's not terrible. Trust me, I've read far worse things. It does the ultimate sin for me, which is it put me to sleep while reading it. Yeah. So and this wasn't like I had a rough night or anything. I had slept the night before. It was probably around 2:00 in the afternoon. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna knock out a few issues of this. 3 issues later, I was knocked out. My girlfriend found me on the couch asleep.
In the middle of the day?
In the middle of the day with a tablet in my hand. Like, what happened?
I remember a couple of weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago, we had a really big OmniBros online. Were you part of that Google Hangout? Where I was like 45 minutes late to the Google Hangout for OmniBros because I fell asleep in the middle of the afternoon in my chair.
Yeah, I was part of that.
And I think, was it Omar or you or somebody said, yeah, he's probably, Gabe maybe said, yeah, he's probably fallen asleep. And I had my watch set and my iPhone had an alarm and I just drifted. I mean, my head was just straight down and I lifted it up. I was sound asleep for 45 minutes. I go, wow, I'm supposed to be online. I was lucky you guys were still online.
Oh, man. Yeah, I remember all of us sitting in the Google Hangout going, where is Jess Bragg? He's not here yet.
Well, next time I'll give you guys my phone number so you can call in case I flake it again.
You know what? It wasn't even a live stream. It was more of like we were meeting to plan something out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it wasn't a live stream. Yeah, we were just talking stuff. Yeah, it does happen at our age, Jimmy.
We blasted your chat. We're like, Jess, we're starting. Jess, where are you?
Yeah, I remember that. You know what? I think it was the week that
the surgery.
Yeah, I had the week of the surgery, so I had pain pills in me and they knocked me out. So I think that was it. I think I fell asleep in the middle of the afternoon because of the pain pills.
Yeah. Gabe automatically said, I bet you he's asleep on the couch. And sure enough.
Yeah, that was totally true.
I just started with naps. Naps are great, man. I like to take a nap when I get home from work sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I feel refreshed after.
Yeah, naps keep me in the game.
They're always good, especially if you're like a night owl like me, where you're up pretty late working on things or just, goofing off and watching movies or something.
Watching Batman.
Watching Batman. You know what I did see? The new Cloverfield movie that's on Netflix.
Oh, did you see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
Not that great.
Oh, that's too bad. The preview looked good.
Not that great.
The preview looked great.
It's not that great. It's fun. It's one of those films where it has a great hook and it has a great premise, and I was interested, and they had me for the hour and 45 minutes, but at the same time I'm watching this going, this is not that good. This is pretty terrible. Why am I still watching this? But it's, you know, okay. In the event you have your friends over, it's 1 a.m, you're all drinking, then I recommend you watch it because you probably get a good laugh out of it.
Mm.
You know, it's one of those movies where you can sit down with your friends. I don't regret watching it, but it's one of those movies where it was after Super Bowl Sunday, you got a few drinks in you, you had a few people over, and we're just like, you know what, whatever, let's put it on, let's see how it is. We were really excited of it because the marketing of it has been really smart. We ended up watching it, and we ended up just cracking laughing at how bad it was.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, it wasn't that good, especially since the first 2 movies I genuinely really like. I like the first one, and I thought the second one was really fucking good as a bottle film with John Goodman in it.
What was the first one called?
Cloverfield.
And what was the second one called?
It's in Cloverfield Lane.
Oh, and that's the one you just saw, Cloverfield Lane?
There's 3.
Oh, there's 3.
Yes, there's 3. There's Cloverfield, 10 Cloverfield Lane, and this new one that they just, like, nobody knew it was coming out that night. They dropped the trailer, and Netflix posted on Twitter, oh, by the way, the movie's coming out tonight on Netflix. It was like, what? And the new one is called Cloverfield Paradox. The Cloverfield Paradox.
That's right, okay.
This feels like they had a script, they had a movie, and J.J. Abrams or whoever came in and said, yeah, this isn't that good, but if we slap the name Cloverfield on it, we'll sucker some people into watching this, because if we put it in movie theaters, nobody's going to watch this, and we'll go from there. It just feels like they tacked on a whole bunch of little nods to Cloverfield, and the ending. The last 5 seconds of that movie, I stood up with 2 middle fingers in the sky and sat right back down at the end of it.
I've seen you do that before.
I literally stood up out of my seat, just guns blazing, both fingers up in the sky, and I sat back down like, that was terrible.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That is really funny.
But I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it, though.
You didn't hate it, and you were flipping it off with both arms?
I did not hate it, though. And I think the reason that it's kind of like The Father. I wasn't mad. I was just disappointed. Because it could have been so much better.
It was capable of better.
It really was. Because, okay, so, all right, folks. All right, kids. So, if you don't want any spoilers into this and you want to go in as clean as possible, tune out now. I'm not going to ruin the ending of the movie. I'm not going to ruin any big twists or anything. I'm just going to give you a general premise of it, because the premise is actually really fucking good, and it hooked me. In fact, just distract him because I'm on 1% on my battery, so I got to get the charger. So I got to leave him hanging with that. I'll be back in a second.
Oh, mana. Matthew Rose and Jimmy Owens, thanks for watching. Looks like you're signing out. We'll probably sign out in a couple minutes too. But thank you guys for watching. I haven't seen any of the Cloverfield movies, so I don't know. It's fine if he wants to spoil it for me, because I don't care. It's fine. So let's see. I think that I'm going to read. Here's what's in my to-read pile for this week. After Black Panther, I'm going to read these Marvel books. Magneto, Royals, Storm, and Generation X. Put elevator music in. Yeah, Phenomena. Oh, Jimmy, I'm so glad you liked Postal. So glad you liked it. That's such a good book. Phenomena. Do 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 do.
Hello?
Okay.
Okay, so initial premise. All right. How do I put this together? How do I pull this bullshit together? All right. So I swear it's actually a pretty interesting film. It takes place in a world where there is a huge energy crisis, and I think the world, they say, has, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's either 5 years or a couple of years or a few months before the world completely runs out of energy. So they shoot these scientists off into space, and the scientists in space, they are trying to put this machine together, and they are basically working on the God particle, and they are trying to create a form of renewable energy so the world will never have an energy crisis again. Right there, really interesting hook. I really dig it. Now, at the beginning of the movie, you also have Donald Lowe, great actor, aka not Commissioner Gordon. What was his name? He's in Gotham. Harvey Bullock, aka Harvey Bullock. He's a scientist. You see him for a few seconds at the beginning of the film, and he tells, "Oh no, the world's gonna end. No, don't do this. It's terrible. You know, you're gonna unleash demons and monsters in the past and present. It's gonna fuck up the timeline and like all the universes and stuff. Just basically a bunch of bullshit." So we go from there, and turns out crazy scientist was right. They launched the machine, and everything turned out, it didn't work out. The scientists end up looking out the window, and they're like, oh shit, where's Earth? So Earth completely disappears. So they have no clue what happened to it. And the rest of the movie is basically, well, now we got to figure out how to solve the situation, because we might have blown up Earth, and we might have killed billions of people, and on top of that, weird things are going around in the space station now.
Wait, what movie is this?
This is the movie. This is the Cloverfield Paradox.
This sounds great.
You would think.
This
the
sounds
hook is
awesome.
Really good. Yes, the hook is really good. The execution is terrible.
Oh.
The way they execute it is really good. It's the hook that kept me going with this. So they're in the space station, and shit starts getting a little bit weird, because now you've got parallel dimensions that they're starting to cross over, and you've got certain things that are starting to go a little bit weird in the space station. A guy loses an arm, and then the arm is crawling around the space station by itself.
Oh, come on, man. This has to be good. I want to see this now.
Dude, I am telling you, the hook is really good. It's just the way they put it together was not that good.
Oh, man. It sounds awesome. I want to see it.
So
I'm going to watch it.
So, like I said, it's worth at least checking out. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. Just as a Cloverfield film, it feels tacked on to that overall kind of universe, because there's little thin threads that connect all the films together. The good thing about this is that this feels like more of a jumping off point, where, because of the fact that, okay, we have established, because of the experiments that these scientists are running in space, that the past, present, and future in this universe is completely fucked. So pretty much anything we want to do, we can do. So the rumor is that they've already got a 4th film done that's going to come out this year. And that 4th film is about zombies in World War II.
That sounds cool, too.
Yeah. So I feel like this is more of a jumping on point to something better, where they're like, okay, this gives us free reign to pretty much do whatever the hell we want and slap Cloverfield on it. Because now we have kind of this excuse where, yeah, the scientists were working on something and they completely screwed up the dimensions and parallel universes and things like that. It's free on Netflix. So, as a free Netflix movie, I couldn't complain. What Netflix seems to be doing is that they, I don't know if you remember Night Flight from back in the day.
Night Flight?
Night Flight is old. Night Flight was a TV, kind of like a TV program, where it was like from 10 o'clock till about 2 a.m., they would air like punk music videos and like things like that. And you would also get B movies, a lot of B movies that they would buy the rights to that nobody really bought or anything like that. Nobody really cared about. Netflix seems to be doing that, where they are buying and creating kind of their own form of B movies, where you have Bright, you have 10 Cloverfield, not 10 Cloverfield, you have Cloverfield Paradox, and they are slowly becoming the go-to place now for like these kind of schlocky B films that they're not that great, but they're still kind of fun.
Bright sounded fun to me too, but I know
Wasn't
it's
that-
gotten, yeah, I heard it's gotten mixed reviews.
It wasn't terrible. Again, it's another Cloverfield Paradox where it has an interesting hook. Wasn't that great of a movie, but I still had fun with it.
Yeah, well, having fun with it, I don't know. That's part of the deal for me. Actually, I'm starting to fade here, so we should probably give a 3-minute warning here.
Okay.
So peace out, Chris. 3-minute warning. Get your questions in if you want us to answer anything, opinions, anything. We'll answer anything except X-Men questions because I'm not qualified. I've decided I'm gonna tell Omar this. I'm gonna make myself an expert on magic. Ileana Rasputin. I'm gonna make myself an expert on her. I'm gonna focus on one X-Man and just know the heck out of it, because there's no way I can have broad knowledge of all those guys. But I'm gonna pick one, and it's magic, and I'm just gonna read every single thing possible about her 20 times and become an expert on her. Fave Remender Run series, Uncanny X-Force.
Same. Same. That goes without saying. I think it's the best thing he's done.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best things ever done.
Mm-hmm. It's like capitalism, the Eiffel Tower, Remender's X-Force. That's where I would put it. And then the Grand Canyon right underneath that.
Where's the Golden Gate Bridge to go? I think the Golden Gate Bridge is better than the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Frost Top is still my #1 root beer. What's your fave Valiant book? My fave Valiant book is either Dr. Mirage. I haven't read all of Divinity. I've read half of Divinity. Let's see. What's the other book? Oh. I think Dr. Mirage is my favorite Valiant book. That was the easiest one to get into.
So you're saying I should read Uncanny X-Force? Yes. Yes, you should.
I just knocked over a Son of Batman, or whatever these guys were known as.
I am saying that if it was between my goldfish and a set of Uncanny X-Force comics in a fire in my house, I could get a new goldfish pretty quickly. Dun, 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 dun.
Dude, you are not standing up properly.
What's your favorite Valiant book? Harbinger.
Yeah, and I said Dr. Mirage for that.
Mm.
When is the planetary read?
They keep asking about that one.
Yeah, we talked about it Monday. I think it's at the end of the. I think it's the end of the month. I think it needs to be done by February let's see, we're reading. Let me pull up my calendar here. The 19th, we are going to talk about Black Panther. That's a Monday. So I would assume that means the 26th we'll talk about Planetary.
Yep.
So that's all supposed to be done in February. Jess, will you ever do OmniDog stock picks? No, I can't think of a quicker way to get a lawsuit slapped on me than to come out and with my unlicensed stock picks.
Just invest in Bitcoin. That's my 2 cents, not Jess. Just throw all your money in Bitcoin. Did you see? Okay, real quick. There was a news story where, like, a family, they sold their house, they sold everything they own, and they put it all into Bitcoin.
Say that again?
There was a family. There was a news story the other day where a family, they sold everything they owned, the house, everything, and they put it all in Bitcoin, thinking they were going to be overnight millionaires.
Oh my gosh, what happened?
Oh, they weren't. They're poor.
Oh,
They're
geez,
living.
that's awful.
Yeah, they're living in their car.
Oh wow, that's terrible.
They thought they were going to be an overnight success, and they're broke.
Greg Sylvia, I haven't read the new manga Fire Punch, but I know Riley has, and he said it was disturbing. Yeah, he agreed. Let me see here. There's a question that I need to look at my books.
Bitcoin equals 90s trading cards. I don't know. I don't know too much about Bitcoin, so I can't comment.
Omnipool, Jess, out of all the Before Watchmen books, which one do you like best? I like Silk Spectre because it was by Darwin Cook. I know Dr. Manhattan is a key book for the Rebirth world. Yeah, you can read that. I don't know that you need to actually buy the book. You could read it. You could buy it online, the issues on Comixology, and just read them. And you can still enjoy Rebirth without knowing Before Watchmen. It's well, I don't know. I think it does help. It's another little bit that helps understand, especially where Rebirth is now. I'm not caught up to it, but I know about the Watchmen and stuff being worked into the DC universe, so it probably would help if you got the Dr. Manhattan series and at least read that and got to understand it. Of course, you have to read Watchmen anyway. But I like Silk Spectre and Minutemen the best because it was by Darwin Cook.
If you're a Watchmen reader, by the way, don't skip the prose stuff. I know a lot of fans that when they first read Watchmen, they're like, I could skip the prose stuff. You're missing out on a whole lot of things.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's really fun. That really fleshes it out.
Yeah, no. The prose things in Watchmen are very important. Very, very important. They flesh out the universe a lot.
Yeah, and that's part of why it was so groundbreaking back then in 1985 or whenever it came out, 84, 85, 86, right in there. Mm-hmm. That's why it was so groundbreaking, because it had those really important prose parts in a comic book that you really needed to read to get the full picture.
Now, before we get out of here, do you remember that boom when Watchmen hit? Do you remember what that was like?
Yeah, I remember that, and Dark Knight Returns were the two books that got me back into comics back then.
It was just like a bomb went off in the industry, right? Everybody was just going crazy for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's safe to say the industry was never the same, because right after that, Vertigo got the imprint with stuff like Sandman and Hellblazer and some of the other groundbreaking stuff. I remember I bought Sandman and Hellblazer strictly because the covers were cool. Mm-hmm. And I got like 10 issues of Sandman, and I said, well, I should probably start reading this. And I was like, whoa, this is radical. Holy smoke. I just bought them because, they were $1 or whatever, and the covers were really cool. And then, of course, Hellblazer was the same way. It had really neat covers, and I thought it was, of course, its concept blew me away too. So
You think we'll ever get something like that again?
you mean that quality? We'll get that quality, but it won't make an impact because as big of an impact because I think we've got a ton of quality now, and you're getting. It's hard for me to explain just how barren and bereft and empty the comic book world was there in the early 80s at the tail end of the Bronze Age. There was really a lot of dreck being written by the big two, and that was really it. You only had the big two, and it was junky stuff, and it just wasn't very interesting. And then you get something like Vertigo that pops up, and it's like something you've never seen before, and it really did revolutionize the comics business back then. The same with Watchmen, same with Dark Knight Returns, and those things all happened right there in the 80s, the latter half of the 80s, from mid 80s to the latter half of the 80s, and I don't see anything being that groundbreaking again unless it's like virtual reality comics that we are wearing on our head, written by Shakespeare or something. I don't know. To me, that's what it would take. Live action Shakespearean comics that we're, watching through our Google Glass or something like that. It's just, there's so much good stuff now with Image and Boom and IDW and Dark Horse and the big two also. But I think it'd be hard to replicate that kind of excitement again.
So you think it was also like right place at the right time?
Yeah, exactly. The industry was ready for it, and the people were ready for it. They didn't know they were ready for it, but they were. It was pretty much, like a desert, a wasteland that they didn't even know. It wasn't until they got into the really great comics did they realize how much of a vast wasteland the early 80s were.
Right.
Yeah. So
have you seen the movie
Watchmen?
Yes.
No, I haven't. I still haven't seen it.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I've read the book 100 times, but I never have seen the movie because I was always afraid to watch it. I didn't want it to wreck the comic for me. But Ryan Sayce said that he liked it, and he's a pretty good judge of movies that I like.
It's not bad. It's actually not too bad. The only thing is that they dramatically is not. They alter the ending.
Right, that's what I heard.
Yeah, they do some changes to the ending
which is kind of a big thing.
Right, and I wasn't necessarily crazy about it, but it kind of worked. But it's not a bad movie. It's actually pretty good.
Okay, good.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance, get the movie, but watch the director's cut, which is like 4 hours long.
Right.
But
yeah,
it's pretty good.
It is. It's like literally 4 hours long, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the director's cut is 4 hours long. It's just they didn't, when adapting things to screen, they didn't know necessarily what to cut out and what to film. It was basically almost a beat for beat adaptation of Watchmen. Until the very end, when they changed something.
They still changed it in the director's cut.
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah, the director's cut includes the animated Black Freighter parts in the middle.
Oh, okay, cool.
A lot of people seem to say that 1986 was the greatest year ever in in comics.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't disagree with that. The from 86, from 85, from Dark Knight Returns to 1989 with all the Vertigo stuff, starting in 87 or whenever it did, 88, whenever it did come out. That was really a golden age right there. A little chunk, 5 years of just amazingness.
Grade A comic booking.
Yeah. All right. I've got my batteries in the red, so I think we've been on a really long time.
All right, Jess, sign us out.
Okay, before we sign out, don't forget our sponsor, In Stock Trades, 20 to 50% off graphic novels and trade collections. Order $50 or more in the United States, and you will get free shipping. Some of the best packaging you can possibly get. And included with every lovingly packed order, you get the best customer service online. So In Stock Trades, our fabulous sponsor, please take your business to them. You will not be sorry. You will be wildly happy. And you can find me, OmniDog, online on YouTube, on OmniDog's Vault. And you can find me on Instagram. I haven't posted anything in the past couple days. I need to do that. OmniDogs_Vault. OmniDogs_Vault. So that's where they can find me. Where can they find you, Luis?
You can find me at Comics Guide 101. I'm slowly but surely, when I have a moment of spare time, which is getting rarer and rarer these days, working on a Black Panther video, so that's going to be fun. That's going to be coming out before the movie comes out. So take a look at that, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Comics Guide 101 on Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff.
And do you cover this book in your video, will you?
The Priest run? Hold on. All right.
No, this is the Coates run.
Coates? We'll see. I might actually be scratching it out. I'm going to give it another try and keep slogging through it, but so far it's not probably going to happen.
Yeah, OmniDog's Vault. V-A-U-L-T. Vault.
Not Volt.
Not Vault. OmniDog's Vault. Vault. Yeah, I should probably put that in there. Instagram, IG is OmniDogs Vault. There, that looks right. Omnipool. Okay, so that's it for tonight, for Wednesday night, where we chat, do some news, take your questions, give you answers. And tomorrow night, Valentine's Day episode, where it sounds like it's going to be a sausage fest. It sounds like it's just going to be guys and no gals. So I might come on to that if girls aren't going to be part of it.
Where our panel of esteemed love gurus will be able to give you advice on how to ask that wonderful little goth girl that you've been dying to ask out and not look like a fool.
Love gurus.
Maybe, hopefully.
Love gurus. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. Thanks for viewing. Thanks for your questions and all your great comments. Please give us a like. Please subscribe to OmniBros. And we appreciate your support. And we hope you have a good rest of your night wherever you are. Especially thanks to the people in Europe and England who watch us. Mm-hmm. That's really amazing. Thanks, everybody. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Good night, everybody.